Have you ever noticed how some Hollywood couples just vanish? One day they're everywhere, gracing red carpets with perfect smiles and loving glances, and the next nothing. That's exactly what's happened to one of Tinseltown's most enduring power couples, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. For years, they were the picture of marital bliss in an industry known for its fleeting relationships. But recently, something has changed. The sightings have become fewer, the public appearances nearly non-existent, and fans around the world are asking the same question. What happened to Nicole and Keith? When was the last time this star couple was actually seen together? Let's take a journey back to the beginning, to understand how this unlikely pair became one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. Picture this. It's 2005, and Nicole Kidman, fresh off her divorce from Tom Cruise, is one of Hollywood's most sought-after actresses. With her porcelain skin, fiery red hair, and incredible talent, she seems to have it all, except love. Enter Keith Urban, the Australian country music star with rugged good looks, a guitar, and a troubled past with addiction. They meet at a gala event in Los Angeles, and according to Keith, it was love at first sight. He later admitted in interviews that he was so nervous when he first saw Nicole that he could barely speak, but somehow, he worked up the courage to approach her. And the rest, as they say, is history. Their courtship was whirlwind and intense. Just months after meeting, they were inseparable. Keith proposed just 6 months into their relationship, with a stunning diamond ring that Nicole would later joke was so heavy she could barely lift her arm. They married in a lavish ceremony in Sydney, Australia in June 2006, with Nicole wearing a breathtaking Balenciaga gown, and Keith looking every bit the country star in a classic tuxedo. The wedding was a media frenzy, with helicopters circling overhead and paparazzi camped out for days, hoping to catch a glimpse of the happy couple. But their marriage wasn't without challenges from the very beginning. Just 4 months after their wedding, Keith checked himself into rehab for alcohol addiction. It was a devastating blow to their new marriage, but Nicole stood by him, visiting him regularly and speaking publicly about her support. In an interview with Oprah Winfrey, she famously said, "When you love someone, you stand by them through thick and thin." And stand by him she did. Keith emerged from rehab a changed man, and their relationship seemed stronger than ever. Over the years that followed, Nicole and Keith became fixtures on the red carpet. They attended countless events together, always looking deeply in love. Keith would often gaze adoringly at Nicole as she posed for photographs, and she would frequently reach for his hand, a simple gesture that spoke volumes about their connection. They welcomed their first daughter, Sunday Rose, in 2008, via surrogate, and their second daughter, Faith Margaret, also via surrogate, in 2010. Family became their priority, and they were often spotted out and about with their girls, looking like any normal family if you ignored the bodyguards and paparazzi. That is, through the years, they've been open about their commitment to each other. In interviews, they've spoken about their date nights, their efforts to keep the spark alive, and how they navigate the challenges of two high-powered careers. Keith has often credited Nicole with saving his life, helping him stay sober, and being the rock he needed. Nicole, in turn, has spoken about how Keith brought joy and music back into her life after her difficult divorce from Tom Cruise. But as with all Hollywood couples, the rumors have swirled at times. There have been whispers of trouble in paradise, speculation about fights and separations, but they've always emerged stronger, often photographed looking happier than ever, disproving the gossip. Until recently, that is. So when exactly was the last time Nicole and Keith were seen together? If we dig through the paparazzi photos and event appearances, we find that their last public appearance together was at the Academy Awards in March 2022. They walked the red carpet hand in hand, with Keith looking dapper in his tuxedo and Nicole stunning in a custom Armani gown. They smiled for cameras, posed together, and seemed as in love as ever. Inside the ceremony, they were photographed laughing together, whispering in each other's ears, and generally looking like the Hollywood power couple we've come to know and love. After that night, though, something changed. The joint appearances stopped. Keith continued to tour and make public appearances, but Nicole was notably absent. Nicole attended events and premieres for her various projects, but Keith was never by her side. At first, fans didn't think much of it. After all, they're both incredibly busy people with demanding careers. But as weeks turned into months, and months turned into over a year with no joint public appearances, people started to wonder. Let's take a closer look at what each of them has been up to since that last public appearance. Nicole Kidman has been busier than ever. She starred in and produced the critically acclaimed series The Perfect Couple and Big Little Lies, and has several other projects in the works. She's been photographed at various events, often looking stunning but always alone. In interviews, she's spoken about her work, her children, and her life in Nashville with Keith, but she's become noticeably tight-lipped when questions about her marriage come up. Keith Urban, on the other hand, has been touring extensively. His The Speed of Now World Tour took him across the United States and internationally, performing to sold-out crowds. He's been photographed arriving at and leaving venues, sometimes with their daughters, but Nicole has been conspicuously absent from his tour. In interviews, he's spoken about his music, his life on the road, and his family, but like Nicole, he's become evasive when directly asked about his wife. Social media, which both have been fairly active on over the years, has also raised eyebrows. Keith frequently posts photos from his tour, backstage moments, and pictures with fans. Nicole posts about her work, her causes, and occasionally personal photos, but what's missing are photos of them together. In the past, they would often post pictures with each other, celebrating anniversaries, birthdays, or just everyday moments. Now, those joint posts have all but disappeared. So what's going on? Are Nicole and Keith heading for a divorce? Have they already separated? Or is this just a temporary blip in their otherwise solid marriage? As with all celebrity gossip, there are plenty of rumors and speculation, but very few concrete facts. Some insiders claim that the couple is simply taking a break from each other due to their hectic schedules. With Nicole's booming acting career and Keith's demanding tour schedule, they're reportedly spending more time apart than together. According to one source close to the couple, they're committed to making it work. But it's challenging when you're in different time zones half the time. They're focusing on their careers right now and making time for each other when they can. Others suggest that there may be deeper issues at play. There have been whispers of disagreements about where to raise their children, with Nicole reportedly wanting to spend more time in Australia and Keith preferring to stay in Nashville. There's also speculation that Keith's sobriety may be under strain again, with some tabloids claiming he's been seen drinking, though these claims have been firmly denied by his representatives. Adding fuel to the fire are reports that Nicole has been seen without her wedding ring on several occasions. In photographs from various events over the past year, her ring finger has been noticeably bare, leading many to speculate that trouble is brewing in paradise. However, it's worth noting that Nicole has been photographed without her ring in the past, only to have it reappear later. So this may not be as significant as some are making it out to be. Another interesting piece of this puzzle is the couple's body language when they have been photographed together, albeit rarely. In the few candid shots that have emerged over the past year, they don't seem to have the easy intimacy they once displayed. Where they used to be constantly touching, holding hands, arms around each other, leaning in close, they now seem to maintain a noticeable distance. Of course, body language experts caution against reading too much into a few photographs, as context is crucial and people can have off days. What's particularly interesting about this situation is how different it is from their past patterns. Whenever rumors of trouble have swirled before, Nicole and Keith have been quick to shut them down with a public appearance or a statement. They've always seemed acutely aware of their public image as a couple and have worked to maintain it. This time, however, they've remained silent, letting the speculation grow without any attempt to quell it. Some Hollywood insiders suggest that this silence is strategic. With both Nicole and Keith having major projects in the works, they may be trying to keep the focus on their professional lives rather than their personal ones. Others believe that their silence indicates a more serious issue, that they're working through something privately and don't want to address it publicly until they've figured things out. It's also worth considering the possibility that nothing is wrong at all. Perhaps Nicole and Keith have simply decided to step back from the public eye as a couple to keep their relationship more private. After years of being in the spotlight, they may have reached a point where they want to protect what they have by keeping it out of the tabloids. In an age where every aspect of celebrities' lives is scrutinized and dissected, this would be a completely understandable decision, whatever the truth may be. One thing is clear, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban have always defied expectations. Their relationship has weathered storms that would have sunk lesser couples. Keith's addiction, the pressures of fame, the challenges of balancing two high-powered careers with family life, they've always come out stronger, more committed, and more in love. If history is any indication, they may yet surprise us all with a joint appearance that puts all the rumors to rest. As we wrap up this deep dive into the mystery of Nicole and Keith, it's important to remember that we're only seeing a tiny fraction of their lives. What appears in the media, what's captured by paparazzi lenses, and what's discussed on entertainment shows is just the surface. The real story, the truth of their relationship, is something only they know. So what really happened to Nicole and Keith? When was the last time they were truly together, not just for a public appearance, but in the privacy of their home? The answers to these questions remain elusive, hidden behind the carefully constructed facades that celebrities maintain. For now, all we can do is watch, wait, and wonder if one of Hollywood's most enduring couples will emerge from this period of separation stronger than ever, or if this is the beginning of the end. One thing's for certain, the world will be watching. Because when it comes to love, both in Hollywood and in our own lives, nothing captures our imagination quite like a great mystery. Disclaimer: the content in this video is based on publicly available information, media sources, and opinions. It is created for entertainment and educational purposes only. We do not claim or guarantee that every detail is 100% accurate.